What's cracking, everyone? My name is Ryan, aka Skeeb23, and this is my audio and tech channel. Today, I would like to talk to you guys about the iFi Go Blu. Now, this is a tiny little HD Bluetooth DAC amp portable device that you can take on the go for your hi-fi needs. First off, this retails for just under $200 at $199 on most online sites. And we're gonna go right on ahead now with some specs. So this thing is really light, weighing in at just 26 grams, which is comparable to about a single AA battery. And size-wise, I would compare this thing to your typical Lego character. So it has a single USB-C port for connectivity, whether it's simply to charge the device or use it as a different dongle DAC amp solution to go wired. The Bluetooth is 5.1 compliant and it can be updated over the air without the need to use a plug via USB. Now it is said to have up to about 10 hours of battery life before the need to charge, depending on the quality of tracks being pumped through the device. As for your connections, you do get a balanced 4.4 port, as well as a single 3.5mm port, so just know this in case you need certain adapters to make this work for you depending on your cables. Now as far as power goes, I will pop that up on the screen so you can read all the technical stuff. So all of this is really to say that this can power a wide variety of headphones and IEMs without giving you too much trouble, and it does have the nice option for going balanced via the 4.4. So how does it work? Well, starting with the dial can raise and lower the volume. Pushing it in will function as a play pause, and then a couple of pushes will get you track skipping, whether it's going to be, forward or reverse. It can also wake voice assistant, as well as answer and hang up phone calls on the button. By the way, there is a built-in mic on this device for that function, and I'm happy to report that it does work very well. Voices were perfectly clear, had no issues with that at all. Now there is a settings button on the side. It works to pair the Bluetooth and go through all the different options of, you get X-Bass, X-Bass, you get X-Bass, X-Bass together, and even restore the factory settings if you press long for, I believe, 15 seconds. Now on a side note, the X-Bass is for boosting the bass just as it sounds. The X-Bass functions as a sort of soundstage enhancer, which really what I found it to do was boost the upper frequencies. And then on the top, you will see an LED that will light up different colors depending on the sound profile, or no LED at all if nothing is chosen. Now the power button can be used, of course, to power this thing on and off, but it also is to switch the digital filter options. Now, this isn't something I really messed with as I just left it on standard, but it is there to test out should you choose depending on your types of files. And so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about my experience using the Go Blu. After all, that's what you want to know, right? Now for my different tests, I was using the HiFi Men Aria, the Focal Radiance, the Harmonic Dyne Zeus. For IEMs, I was using the 10 HiFi T3 Plus, which I'll be doing a review on here soon, as well as somewhere around here is my son's blue Paw Patrol headphones, because why not? You gotta power the powerest of powers. Power. So really to no surprise, and depending on the headphone or IEM, I either enjoyed balanced or not, X-Bass or not, X-Bass or not, or both. Also depending on the tracks listened to is where this comes in handy. The great news here is that this device powered all of these different headphones just perfectly fine. Well, except the Paw Patrol headphone was just a little harder to drive, but I mean, come on, it's Paw Patrol. Now on a side note to this, and I think this is pretty important, powering the Arias on this was interesting because it made them sound more relaxing with the X-Bass, given that there's a bit of boost for enjoyment on different genres. And I suppose this could be the case either way for many IEMs and headphones alike. So in conclusion, there's a few things that I noted here. So first off, portability is king, right? I mean, you can throw the Go Blu in a bag or pocket along with your favorite IEM or headphone and be on your way. Now, yes, you can use this as a dongle DAC, and I can see the cases here where you may want to do that. However, I think this thing really shines through as a total portable option with the Bluetooth. For example, I spent some time in my house just walking around with just the Go Blu plugged into my gear. I had the Bluetooth connected to either my PC or phone, and I enjoyed a more hands-free experience. Now, I do think the Go Blu was meant to be an enjoyable and relaxing experience. This is not a DAC amp that I would necessarily use for clinical listening or to test out gear. I mean, sure you could, and I'm not telling you not to, because you perfectly can. Just that if you already have a nice desktop setup, then look at the Go Blu as just a nice complement to that and something, as I said, to take on the go. Does this replace using your phone on the go? Well, that's tricky and where I had some trouble coming up with a solid answer. Now on one end, I can see how using the Go Blu works very well, so you can leave your phone on the desk or sitting somewhere and just using the buttons to skip tracks and play and mess with all the different sound options. But if you have a phone with software built-in EQ, then that is when things can get a little, I guess, redundant. For example, some streaming services have EQ in their app. So why not just use a dongle DAC and their own EQ? Or just plug it into the phone if no dongle is needed. Now the only thing you lose out on is the balance option, as well as probably a bit more power because, I mean, let's face it, this does have a little bit more power than just a simple dongle DAC is gonna have. Now I do have a few nitpicks about the device. One is that, this is pretty small. When you plug in big cables to it, the cable kind of controls the device and it kind of flop around, not the other way around. Because it is so small, it can be odd to put in your pocket, which is, where the case can come in handy, except they don't include a case. Yes, iFi does sell a case now for the Go Blu, and there are other options to be found on Amazon. The case is gonna set you back anywhere between $29.99 up to $40, and I personally recommend the case. And to go a step further, there's a case you can get that even has, kind of a rope cord necklace, so you can wear this around the house in case you just wanna be walking around naked listening to your headphones. Now, there is a funny review on that. You can find the site, post it down below. And then lastly, they did include a USB-C to USB-A cable. Now that's great for needing to charge the device, but I would have much preferred a USB-C to USB-C cable. Many of us out there nowadays have USB-C in our phones, or at least enough USB-C that we already have a plug for charging. So you're gonna need the USB-C to USB-C to make this a true dongle DAC solution, unless it's gonna be powered off a laptop or a PC. So, I think either include both cables or just the USB-C to USB-C. Now again, this is just me and my own personal preference. You may think the current solution here is fine. All right, so do I recommend this device? Now, this is something that I'm gonna be a little more careful on with going forward. As a reviewer, I understand the need for my opinion. However, as a perfect stranger, I will always advise anyone to form your own conclusions. As an audience, I think you should always do your own diligence of getting enough, perspectives on some things before making a decision on a purchase. Because at the end of the day, the decision to make a purchase should be yours to make only. And now with that aside, do I enjoy using the Go Blu? Yes, I do. Do I use it a lot? No, I don't. I don't travel much. I have a pretty crazy work schedule. I also have 2 kids with my wife, Brianna. So typically my listening is done at my desktop or quickly with some wireless earbuds, so I don't have the need to always have cables on me. And I have brought the Go Blu with me on vacation. I took it along with appointments for family when I had to be in a waiting room. And I will say for, those types of situations, this thing was great. It's perfectly fine. So hopefully that kind of helps answer that question a little better for you. All right, everyone, that's gonna wrap up my thoughts and experience with the iFi Go Blu. As always, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch, and I hope you will tune in for more things in the future. But until then, I will see you in the next one. Right? That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, who's going to be walking around their house naked with the Go Blu? I mean, you're going to need the cord thing or whatever. And why would you even write that on a review site anyway? I'm still recording.